In this episode, I hit you with a real talk on the reality that if you can help fix a client's pain in 20 minutes, that might take another provider at least 60 minutes, that you are, in fact, 3 times more valuable and should charge accordingly. Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Treatment Revolution podcast, where we teach massage therapists a new treatment system that eliminates the frustration of not getting consistent results and produces long lasting pain relief for the clients, all while working 50% less. If you're new to the show and you have no idea as to who I am, my name is Dr. Matt Maggio, and I got my degree in chiropractic well over 15 years ago, but I've never performed an adjustment in practice and focused my treatment solely on doing quality soft tissue based work. And I believe that the best and safest treatments in the world to fix injuries and help people get out of pain are soft tissue treatments delivered by world class massage therapists. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show. All right, let's get right into the episode. As always, I need to give some context so some people don't get offended. When I'm talking in this episode and I'm talking about doing treatments, it's for people that are in chronic pain, that are looking for long lasting pain relief. It's fine if you want to do relaxation, you want to do recovery and stuff like that. I'm talking with my experience and what I do about chronic pain and people looking for long lasting pain relief. So there's 5 concepts that I want to cover real quick on this episode. Number 1 is understanding this idea that price is what they pay, value is what they get. So I have a rule in my clinic when a potential client reaches out. I don't put any of my prices on my website because a lot of times they're going to go in and judge you based solely off price and they don't really have a chance. So my rule is we don't go over price till you know the true value that I can provide. So if people are strictly looking at it from a price standpoint and they don't really know the value of it, it can throw everybody off. And then you get stuck in what I call like a commodity trap, where you're just basically just compared to everyone else around you based solely off of price instead of what you can actually do. Next concept is this idea of human nature and the value equation. I've read a lot of books. Actually, my undergrad degree is in psychology, and I've read a lot of books on like human nature and influence and things like that. And there's this idea called the value equation. It was created by a guy named Alex Hormozi. If you haven't seen his stuff, it's really good. I would definitely check it out. And he talks about this thing called the value equation, and it's like drawn into like 4 quadrants, and on top is like perceived likelihood of outcome and if they're actually going to do it. And on the bottom is how much effort and then how much sacrifice is going to be in there. And that's where a lot of people don't focus on. They share like client testimonials and success stories and things like that. But the true people that really excel and take it to a different level, they try to lower the amount of effort and the amount of sacrifice as well. So I always say if you can do it better first and then faster, you're way more valuable because it's such a better opportunity for the client and the opportunity to actually get their problem solved. The best example he uses is this idea of like weight loss. And he says, there's 2 ways to lose weight. One is the gym, exercising, eating right, all that takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of sacrifice, takes a lot of time. The likelihood of it achieving isn't very high. And then you also have like cosmetic surgery and liposuction, where you just basically go in, you don't do anything, you get the fat sucked out of you, and then you're sore for a couple weeks and you feel better. So that's why liposuction and stuff like that is like tens of thousands of dollars, but a gym membership is like, a couple $100 from there, because there's not a lot of effort and sacrifice on the client's behalf. And we all know that that is a shortcut and things like that. And I used to fight it all the time, but people are going to be people. They're going to try to find a way. So if you just want to continue to like not recognize that and keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get stuck. I did that for years too. Instead, I was like, hey, how can I limit their effort, limit the sacrifice they need to do, and just get this fixed as quick as possible? Another concept is those with money, people that have a lot of money tend to not have a lot of time. And those that have a lot of time tend to not have a lot of money. So you really get into this idea of like selling your time for money instead of actually selling the results. Because if you do that, it's way more valuable. Because like I said, there's a lot of people out there that want to be able to get their problem fixed, but they don't have an hour. They don't have 2 hours. They can't come in and, get undressed and have a full body massage, but they might have 20 or 30 minutes to come in and actually get their problem fixed. Because the next concept is results first, get so damn good at something they can't ignore you. That's why I talk about the idea of like being a specialist and getting yourself in a place where you just solve specific problems, because specialists get paid 10 times more than generalists. So getting so good at something, like be the neck person, be the shoulder person, be the low back, be the hip. And I know you're like, oh, but I want to do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. How's that working out for you? Not great, because nobody looks at you as a specialist. And then when they do have a big problem like chronic pain in that area, they're usually going to end up at a different provider, like chiropractor, physical therapist, orthopedic doctor, even though the best place to be is in your practice as a massage therapist that's going to do the work they need, which is the soft tissue work. But they're not going to look at you like that because you're not a true specialist. So be a specialist. So get the results first. And then once you do that, learn how to do it faster than anyone else out there, because speed beats free and cheap anytime. And then you won't even have to compete with other people. And lastly, if you need more reasons why this would work in the last concept, shorter treatments are actually more effective for chronic pain. You're like, what? Yeah. So understand this, and we all make this mistake, and I did for years, is I thought everything that came in, especially chronic pain, was strictly like a soft tissue thing. But there's other components to it. There could be disc injuries, joint issues, cartilage damage, tendon issues, and stuff like that. Lots of inflammation, all sorts of things. And if you like treat it too much and too aggressively, it's actually going to be a problem. I always say treatment's like medication. We want to give you enough to be effective, but we don't want to overtreat it. So giving smaller dosages. And the way I explain this to the clients too, and I say, hey, it's kind of like, you have an infection and you need to take an antibiotic. You don't take all 10 pills on the first day, you spread it out. It's the same thing with treatment. So actually the shorter treatments are even more effective as well than doing those long, drawn out 90-minute, 2-hour marathons. I got a bonus for you this week though. And this is a question that I get so many times, where other massage therapists reach out and they're like, I love your stuff. I want to go to the shorter treatment times. I am getting burnt out. I want to solve problems, things like that. And they want to implement my system, but they get scared that their clients aren't going to go for it. They're like, well, I get it. And I want to do this. I'm struggling. My body's beat up. I'm broke, all sorts of stuff. And I know what you do is better, but usually after but is all the excuses. So what has to happen here first is you got to get out of the scarcity mindset. There's lots of potential people out there that you can help that would love the shorter treatment times, and understanding that your current clients aren't your only clients. That's where we get in this like scarcity thing. Like, oh, these people I have are the only ones I'm ever going to have. And if I change anything, they're going to leave. I'm going to lose my business. I'm going to be poor, and I'm going to be living in the street. That's some messed up thoughts, and that's not the truth. Next is, we do implement this into an existing practice. So what we do is we offer it first to other clients. Maybe you have some clients that have been struggling with issues for a while, and you're like, hey, I'm doing this new thing, and it gets from here. And you get them to do a consultation, you get them to go through an evaluation, just get some practice. Those people already trust you. And it's a chance. You'd be amazed at how many of your clients would actually go for it because they trust you. It's already built in there. And then what we also do is we make a list. This is really therapeutic for people. We make a list of like your biggest pain in the butt clients, and then up to like your favorite client. So basically what we do is we offer the shorter treatment times to the pain in the butt clients first, because if they do wash out, we really don't care. And we're going to replace them with other clients that want to get their problem solved. And then basically we slowly create a new practice inside an existing practice. That's how we do it. I'm not just like, hey, blow up your whole practice right away and do this. It's just a slow drip. And, before you know it, you have a whole different practice, and you got that, relationship or reputation in your area as like the person that can fix problems. And then another extra bonus on this, when you do my treatments and the way that I do things, it's very clinical. So we don't have linens or draping or anything like that. Just a clinical and effective, long-lasting approach, and no laundry, none of that nonsense. So that's all I got for the episode. I hope it kind of changed your perspectives a little bit, or just getting the idea that like, hey, if you can fix it in 20 minutes and it takes another person 60 minutes, you should charge accordingly, because people will pay for speed. They'll pay for results across the board. And a lot of times if you charge accordingly and a high price, the client is actually going to take it a lot more serious. It's going to be better for you. It's going to be better for the client, and everybody wins. So as I close out every episode, go out there and be great this week. The world needs access to your amazing treatments so they can stay the hell away from the traditional medical model of pain pills injections and surgeries that only make things worse and ruins people's lives.